Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, keep in mind these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone, so make sure you check out your other placements, keeping the messages that resonate and leaving the rest behind. Okay, let's see. What is the energy around this week for Gemini? Fork in the road. Gemini, you got a fork in the road. So you have a decision to make. There's a directional decision you need to sort of consider here. I feel like it's going to be fairly transformative here. This fork in the road card, I think, could lead you, in any case, either way you go, it's going to lead to sort of a transformative moment. But I feel like one path will be more efficient than the other. Do you know what I mean? And that, you're never really on the wrong path. So don't take it that way. It's just that sometimes there's things that I think flow more naturally in our energy, and other things that are just, you'll get there eventually, but it's, again, like, it's not the most efficient path. It might involve some more lessons, some more obstacles, but certainly ones that will be lessons that you can learn from, for sure. But it feels like you're choosing between things this week. Let's jump into the tarot cards and see what is Gemini considering this week. Well, there's the Emperor. So definitely feeling that independence, that sort of fire in you to go your way. So you're really sort of pursuing what resonates for you this week, I think. But I feel like you have to choose a path to get to this. You might be making some decisions around employment. You might be considering going your own way, maybe doing some entrepreneur work, or there's definitely a choice here. There's the Lovers, which is your energy, Gemini. And the Judgment card with the star in reverse. You've got 4 major arcanas. This is a big week for you, Gemini. Some big decision must be made. But seeing the star card in reverse tells me you're not really feeling like... It's almost like you're feeling like you're not sure if you're going to know what to do. You've maybe sort of had a moment where you're losing faith in yourself. Now, bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups, which is a beautiful card to receive, especially because we're seeing the Lovers here and the Judgment card. So I can't help but wonder if there is a decision around relationships that must be made, and that seeing the Judgment card here, it's almost like this is, like I was saying at the beginning, this is a transformative decision that must be made. It's bringing you to some self-realization. This is a time where it's very important to know what your motivations are, and to know what's true in your heart, right? To sort of allow yourself to be authentically you, and to make a choice in alignment with that authenticity. We see the Ace of Cups here, my friend. So I really feel like this is the beginning of something beautiful in love, and in the development of your own emotional space around new connections. Could be friendships, could be romantic. I can't help but think it's romantic because of that Lovers card. This is a time where you're being invited to really have an open heart, and to sort of trust this fast-moving energy in this Eight of Wands here. We see the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse, Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Yeah, more reflection is required. We have the Hermit now on the bottom of the deck. More reflection is required before you make this choice, and I think that reflection is also going to bring in some healing when I see the Star card in reverse. So it's almost like you need to have faith in yourself, and to trust yourself, and to sort of see that you are worthy of unconditional love, okay? And to give yourself that love, because you may be suppressing some emotions. You might be feeling insecure. This is a time to really open your heart and trust that all will be well without the need of sort of suppressing or controlling your emotions. I think that the more authentic you can express yourself, the better. And that this is interesting. This could involve an Aries, another Gemini. There might be a Virgo involved here. This is very, very interesting. Things need to be balanced with respect to give and receive. And I feel like maybe that's been a theme in the past that was not successful, like where you may have a tendency to be more people pleasing than self, like instead of putting yourself first, you might have that tendency to put other people ahead of your own needs, and then your needs go by the wayside. It's interesting, like doing things out of obligation is never really that satisfying. If we're going to do something, we sort of need to be a volunteer, right? We have to sort of not see it as an obligation, or that I'm doing it because that's how I'm going to be seen as worthy by another. I can't help but think that that may have been the dynamic in the past. And if anything, that just leads to a lot of resentment and more self-doubt and feelings of failure. And then you end up comparing yourself to others too much. Any amount of comparison is not that great in terms of how it affects our feelings about ourselves. Because really, there's no need to compare. Every unique experience is unique in its own nature. So it's interesting, but something has definitely got you sort of feeling like you're unsure if you can allow things to move quickly. I think it's time for you to pull the trigger on whichever direction you decide to take, but it's almost like it's funny because as I was explaining that first card at the beginning of your reading, I said that one path is going to be more efficient than the other path. And I really feel like that's the case. Like one path is moving quickly towards something that's balanced and something that feels like an aha moment or a realization about yourself. And it's full of opportunity, and it's full of you opening your heart again and not sort of staying in a state where you might be more pessimistic or even jaded by the past, right? And the other path, I think, is loaded with lessons to show you how to love yourself and how to be authentic in the face of sort of this energy that feels like it's motivated by seeking your worth in others. Like one path feels very independent and one path feels very codependent. So it's almost like you're choosing between those two energies this week. And seeing the Star card in reverse and the Queen of Cups and Swords in reverse makes me feel like, whichever path you choose is going to be the right path. It's just one is more ready right now to sort of be like, I love myself, I accept myself, I'm worthy of unconditional love, and I give it to myself, and I'm ready for new beginnings that are in alignment with my authenticity. Like one path is ready to go. The other path is the one, I think, where we learn more lessons to teach us those things. So whichever path you go, I can't help but think that you're going to end up you're always on the right road no matter which path you take. But one path definitely feels more efficient, but it's the path to take that you're ready to release a lot of this sort of stuff from the past and these feelings of like looking for your worth in the external world as opposed to just knowing that you're worthy because you are, instead of needing people to sort of validate that for you or needing external experiences to validate that for you. I feel like you're choosing between those two paths right now. Both paths are going to lead to the same realization, but I think one path is more efficient than the other. That's how it feels anyway. Let's see here. There is some fast-moving energy. You're definitely being guided to understand these lessons now. So if you jump into sort of that path of being authentic and loving yourself unconditionally, you're there. That's one of the choices you have here. So let's see, what do you need to surrender or surrender to, Gemini? Let's see here. Ooh. Surrender frustration is coming out. It says here, frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you may approach the situation more calmly. And seeing the Queen of Cups there, like I said, you're definitely triggered by something. And it's triggering frustration, it's triggering self-doubt, it's triggering a lot of stuff that is not serving you at this time, but is getting you closer, I think, to understanding your own truth. Sometimes we need moments like this to wake us up. Yeah. Surrender to divine timing is on the bottom of the deck. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, in quotes, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Oh my goodness. And right behind that is surrender people pleasing, which is exactly what I was feeling. So it's almost like by trusting the timing of this and sort of releasing your frustrations by centering yourself and not focusing on this habit of people pleasing, you're really able to step into your authenticity. And I feel like the divine timing is always going to be operating to get you to make this choice. You're sort of being brought to this fork in the road to choose yourself. Now, the people-pleasing card says, speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of trying to make everyone else happy. And I feel like that's what happened a lot in the past here for you. But Gemini, I think the divine timing aspect of all of this is trying to get you to sort of value yourself, to be authentically you and still love yourself and not be triggered by these situations of needing validation and then people pleasing to try to get that validation, even when you feel triggered and you're frustrated and you don't feel like you're actually speaking your truth. You don't feel authentic, but you remain because you think, well, I need people to love me. I think that you are being guided to really focus on loving yourself this week and to release the frustrations of any situation that is sort of bringing you to a place of frustration. It's almost like take that opportunity to breathe, center yourself, regroup, and approach the situation when you feel calm and grounded. It's very interesting. Lots of food for thought for you this week, Gemini. I'm going to leave it at that. If this reading has resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. As always, I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends. Take care. Have a great week.